Let's go! So today I want to take the space to talk about mental health, in particular through my experiences as a black man. But to start it all off, I wanted to tell a story. So it was 2016 and I heard about the passing of my grandmother. My mom went out to Jamaica ahead of time in order to help get things prepared for the funeral, and I stayed behind to get some work done over here and get things prepared to leave later in the week. And as I did, and as I heard that announcement, I felt the feelings of pain, of sadness, of fear of death. And through it all, I felt like I didn't really have the opportunity to say anything about it. I felt like I just needed to bite my tongue and just get through all the preparations, do my work, go from one thing to another and distract myself. Maybe that way things will just fix themselves over time. And it took a few days before I saw my partner at the time, and I was just gonna voice a visit to say bye before heading over to Jamaica. And when I saw her, I saw this look in her eyes, this look that showed that she saw something was up. One of my double-edged swords is that I wear my heart on my sleeve, so you can tell there's a lack of smile here, something's up. And it took her saying 3 words: "Are you okay?" for me to break down. I cried. I just took the space to just talk about how overwhelmed I felt, how all these feelings were coming out that I just didn't really know what to do with them. And being able to have that space definitely helped me. But the one thing that was powerful about that moment was that someone asked me if I was okay. And I didn't feel strong enough. I didn't feel like I had the space to really vocalize my feelings as a man. I couldn't, because I never seen anyone do it before. So with today being Mental Health Awareness Day, I want to take the space to talk about a few of the barriers that come up or came up for me as a black man and what some other men could be experiencing as well. And just to encourage folks to create the spaces to have these conversations. Starting up when it comes to barriers, a few things that come to mind for me was cultural experiences and just what I saw in the media. Culturally, my parents are from Jamaica, so through there, the one thing that I noticed was didn't really talk about mental health at home. Any ideas of psychological or emotional distress is associated with, those crazy people that they saw within their parish that people usually shy away from. So I didn't really know how to bring that up culturally. I wasn't really encouraged to. Even within the media, you don't really see those representations, especially when it comes to black men. Black men are usually seen as stoic, they're usually seen as very strong, built, muscular, and being able to be very resilient. But there are not really a lot of spaces where you're seeing black men be vulnerable within the media. Even looking into a grander scale, the National Institute for Mental Health stated that African Americans have a higher chance of being misdiagnosed or mistreated when it comes to psychological conditions. Even if you manage to get into the system, there's a lack of presence and visibility for black therapists within the industry. It becomes a huge barrier. Even thinking through my experiences of looking for a psychologist, I was very worried about getting someone who wasn't black, because there's a fear of having my experiences, lived racial experiences as a black man be questioned or belittled or misunderstood. And through that, I found that my biggest source of support was through music. And music meant a lot. It was an opportunity for me to connect with feelings, with emotions, all through instrumentals, all through the voice, through the lyrics. And one big person who did that for me was Kid Cudi. Now, he was important in the movement because in 2016, he vocalized his feelings of suicide and depression and his outreach for finding support. through that sparked a movement called You Good Man. Through that movement, Black men took the space to talk about what they went through when they talked about being distressed, talking about feelings of depression, and stating that we need attention in our own mental wellness as well. And looking into where we are right now, there's been a lot of fantastic movements and conversations when it comes to mental health within the Black community and within Black males, but it's all still scratching the surface. I want to take the space to acknowledge all the men and women out there who are creating spaces, whether it be within their own circles or when it comes to the work that they're doing, to help destigmatize and also to provide support for people of color to find the support that they need when it comes to their own mental health and mental wellness. And I also wanted to acknowledge a few resources that are doing some fantastic work within Toronto. Some of those that include the Taibu Community Health Center, the Black Health Alliance, Across Boundaries, the Rexdale Community Health Center, and the Black Creek Community Health Center. And also to give a huge shout out to the Lion Circle. That's a unique space that I've been into where Black men have the space to talk about their own leadership, their own well-being, all to empower one another and to inspire one another. So definitely encourage you to check out that group as well. And also shout outs to Black Women in Motion who have fantastic conversations go on about wellness for the Black community. Just say to all the Black men out there to step back and be aware of the stigma that mental health has, mental wellness has, but then also not being afraid to ask for support when it comes to your peers. I remember through the deaths of George Floyd and Ahmaud Arbery, I was feeling off for a long time. And with everything that's been happening within the news and within the States and within Canada, it's a lot. It's a lot to be seeing your own faces as targets within society. And I reached out to two friends of mine, thank you, Kano, Jesse, to be able to take the space to just talk things out. And even then, that supported me when it came to my own mental wellness, to know that I had spaces where I could be heard, that I could feel seen, and I could be loved. So I encourage you to find that space wherever it may be. And if there's anyone out there who is interested in having conversations or spaces to talk about race in regards to masculinity, in regards to mental health, feel free to reach out to me as well. I'll be happy to support in creating something. Holler at me and we can see what we can do to get you support. So last piece, I'm gonna holler at what I've been doing to take care of myself. And spiritually, I've been doing a lot of work. I've been doing a lot of work in prayer and meditation. In addition, you know, your boy got lined up and got a little haircut situation to take care of myself and be well. Shout out to Mark West for the great haircut. And I've just been taking the space to acknowledge when I'm feeling overwhelmed, when I'm feeling stressed, especially when it comes to the periods and times that we're in. It's important to just be aware of that and to vocalize when you need support. So with that, take care, everybody. Happy Mental Health Awareness Day. Let's go.